They ask me what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life. We got episode 323 of Coach Class Pod. Continue rating and subscribing.
Yes, indeed, please.
We loving the engagement. We excited. We got the Ravens game. Obviously, we're going to talk about that later, but that's coming up this Thursday.
Check out Ravens
Super
talk,
duper
man.
hype, bro. Super duper hype. Ravens huddle. You definitely got to tap into that. And I wanted to jump into this early since we all saw it. We got to break down Alien Romulus, dog.
You want to do a whole breakdown, or
we got to get in depth with it, bro.
Spoilers, because it's been out long enough.
Heavy spoilers. It's 2 weeks old now.
Yeah, no, it was an excellent movie just to start with.
Excellent film.
Shocker for me. I wasn't a huge Alien fan. I guess I would say so. I went into this with no expectations. So for me, it just was an overall good movie. But I heard the tie-ins, of course, because thanks for the guys like New Rock Stars and all them guys like that on YouTube that do the deep dives that tie it into all the different films that it's even like Prometheus and things like that. It was tying it into. But Romulus itself, just overall as a movie, was excellent.
Great film, dog.
Yeah, man.
So, who was your favorite character?
Andy.
Andy?
Android.
The android? I like the android, too.
Yeah.
No, the girl that survived was hard, too, yo.
It's Andy, man.
She was hard, yo.
Andy's ability to play both that one kind of like docile brother android that was built to just be the brother of the main character. And then to switch over to the one that was like the military style.
Yeah, the military one was sketchy,
android,
bro.
His ability to
You saw
do
when he
was-
closed the door and dude, if he don't make it, he don't make it. Yo, we gotta keep
He's like,
going,
what you mean?
yo.
Leave somebody behind?
Oh man, said
I was like,
I made the
he's
exact
snarky.
calculation this time.
He was
correctly.
snarky too, yo. That's I like that. I like I like a snarky.
Nah,
man.
he was definitely acting, yo. He was a good android, yo.
Nah, it was good overall setup too. Only thing that had me, and New Rock Stars pointed this out because I was thinking about it a little bit in the movie. This is the nitpicky kind of thing. When they came in on the ship and they see that hole through the ground, how did they miss that alien that was in the sky? Nobody just happened to take a little quick glance up.
It was an alien in the sky?
Yes, it was an alien up there, the one that they had killed originally.
It was kind of dark in them spots, yo. If you wasn't looking around, it might be in there, yo.
You talking about the one that was tied up, right?
That was tied up.
I thought they noticed it. I didn't realize
They didn't notice it until they cut the lights on, essentially,
Gotcha,
almost.
gotcha.
It's like, ain't no way you wouldn't have seen that gigantic monster. Or something up there.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't notice it was a monster, but you see an outline of something up there. They never looked up there. But that's nitpicky. That's mad nitpicky.
No, why did they run up on the android dude when she went to go serve her papers to try to get off the planet? I didn't understand that. That was
'Cause
the
they
one
hated
scene. They could tell he was an android.
I mean, they probably, once they start picking with him, they could tell.
You talking about the friends?
Yeah.
No, this was when she went to go try to pay her
Oh, you
way
talking
out.
about just the whistle?
And he left her there.
I mean, they off in a similar area, so they probably
Yeah, they
Oh,
recognized
they probably knew him.
They
probably
They knew
recognized
him.
We
Oh,
doing
all
too
right.
much.
Got him, caught him slipping, and they just bullied him a little bit into a little bit of malfunctioning.
Yeah. Yo, no, I hated the guy that brought the lady back onto the ship after the
So are we
alien
gonna
was
do a
on her
breakdown, or
face.
we just gonna do, like,
let's do a breakdown.
All right.
So we want to go with it.
I guess to start off, so we're on this. What was the name of the planet? That's the thing. I don't remember the name of the planet.
I don't know, Saturn.
That's why I was
alien,
saying, do we have to
world.
do a breakdown, or do we just want to do favorite parts?
Favorite
of the
parts,
movie?
favorite parts.
So go ahead. What's your favorite part?
So first off, Zay, you was right, yo. The CGI and that was on the money. Like the practical effects and stuff was crazy. And you said they did a great job of making full future believable.
Yeah.
And they did enough without doing too much, if you get what I'm saying. Cause sometimes they try to it'd be just too many variables. They Rebel Moon. They just was throwing random stuff at us yo, nobody knows what's going on right now. Yo, keep it concise.
They made a director's cut of that. That's a sidebar. That's a little bit longer. I may watch that because it may be better than
It could be, but it was a lot going on in that. It
was a
wasn't.
terrible movie.
I mean, it's watchable.
I didn't like
but
it. It's not watchable.
It's
bad.
watchable. It's watchable to me. But anyway, back to Alien again. The CGI crazy. That scene when at the end when the ship is about to crash into the ring of the what looked like Saturn planet, and my bad. That was a work.
Gotcha. You need to take a pause?
No. But yeah, that scene was crazy. They did a great job of building suspense in the movie. It was scary to me everything was like they kept the intensity up. It was very tense watching it.
Yeah.
Like when they was in that room and all them joints, it got warm in there and they all started coming out, yo. Like they was in the water. Oh yeah, and back to I hated that dude, dog. That like when the alien latched on the girl face, yo, you gotta leave her there, yo. Yeah. Like I'm sorry, yo.
That's
like,
what messed everything up.
Y'all want to survive or not, yo?
That's what messed up.
And it was on her for so long. It's like clearly something happened, bro.
And them going into that room, not looking around a little bit, like maybe checking to see why those things were even plugged up.
Yeah,
you just gonna take them out of there. But they was kids. They was young. They was young kids. We're in like
they had to be
because
maybe
young
like
adults. They wasn't
young
kids.
adults age.
One
They're still gonna be dumb, overzealous.
Pregnant, yeah.
They're gonna be overzealous with it though, because they was trying to get off that planet. That was the main thing. They was just trying to get off.
Yeah, they wasn't trying to end up like their parents.
Yeah, end up in the mine to die essentially. So no, it was like you said. That scene was frustrating. I think one of my favorite scenes had to be probably between when they cut the gravity off and she got the dumping on the monsters. That was a cold scene to me. I enjoyed that.
Floating through the acid.
Yeah. And that was something, her dad had programmed this android to just tell dad jokes. He just happened to tell one about the gravity, fortunately, at that right time.
They had a lot of tough gravity scenes, because low-key, that scene was mad long. That was like 20 minutes of gravity flotation.
Yeah,
because when they was going up the main shaft at the end, and then the gravity cut off, and he came down and was shooting the alien. I'm like, this is crazy right now, yo.
So that scene was cool. And then, probably, of course, them thinking to have, like, that hybrid version. Just introducing us to that hybrid version. He was mad scary, like that.
Yo.
Horrifying.
Yeah. Yo, he looked like the old manager at Target, yo. I want to say his name so bad, yo. He looked just like, yo. If I seen that nigga in the dark, yo, I'd be scared as I don't know what, bro.
You can't put him out there, man.
Nah, he was definitely extra creepy. I just don't know how the lady didn't die having that, though. Like, she had him, and then he grew really quick, and it was an acid wound. Like, I was confused.
I'm pretty sure she would have, essentially, but the black goo that she put into her system it kept her going.
And shout out you on that too, because I'm sorry, can I drop your name on this? But she definitely took that. That's probably what kept her alive during that process. So that was good thinking. Yeah,
because she would have been dead as a mug. And it just sucked because if they would have just watched that video for a little bit longer where the rat was that they injected it into, they would have clearly saw it.
Yeah, bro. Watch 30 more seconds monster. Of the video, bro.
Don't put that in your bloodline.
Was she about to turn into something? No, that's what I thought. I thought she was going to be the last monster.
Because of how... So he synthesized somehow I guess, that liquid. And it was supposed to just kind of change the DNA structure, but I think it just reverted back to whatever it was, where it was just trying to give birth. So it went straight to the baby. I don't think it really it went to her to just help the baby. I don't think it really went to her to do anything else. Like, it didn't really make her anything. It just turned the baby into the halfling.
Yeah, my man took 6 seconds to get 37 years old, bro.
He was like 12 feet tall.
Yo. That was mad sketchy, bro.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Great job, though. It's a great film, man.
The funniest part is it's a real dude.
Yeah. I think watching that behind-the-scenes clip on X, formerly known as Twitter, is where I was like, damn, this is impressive. Like, he was interacting with the director at the time, and they was trying to get him to do the movement rights. Yeah. The movements right, I mean. Cold. I enjoy stuff like that. So it just... And the storyline was really good. Kept you intrigued. You were really like on the edge of your seat trying to figure out if they was going to get to that utopia that they were trying to get to. And it didn't work.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I would have been scared on the set, yo, if that guy looked like that, like on the movie set, bro.
Definitely if you show up a little early.
His costume looked like that,
or you leaving the set a little
He probably be
early
messing with people after the shot, chasing people around.
I would definitely.
Not moving the arms and chasing people would be mad scary, bro. Yo,
how'd they even have him positioned like that? It didn't even look like he was like fully. So I guess how they had him like kind of to the side a little bit.
Yeah,
like so they had him like in.
He looked like yo, that was in the bait. What was that movie when it was the big woman in the basement, yo? Remember it was like an underground thing under the house. It came out like a year ago.
Terrible movie, but I remember that one.
That was your cousin. That was definitely your cousin from that movie. And forgive me, you know what movie, Zay?
Nah.
You didn't see this one.
I can't remember what it's called. God damn.
We caught that in the movies. I can't remember what it was called either. The Barbarian.
The Barbarian.
Third parties in the back. Let's go. Yeah, no, that was good.
Clutch.
But yeah, anything else on Romulus there?
I mean, for the most part, I thought it was very solid. They had took like the last few joints and kind of. I mean, we talked about we like Prometheus. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. This one was set in between the first Alien and Aliens, which was kind of cool. So their timeline is kind of a little bit all over the place, but if you kind of follow it, it's pretty cool to see that piece in between Sigourney Weaver coming back and all that type of stuff. But one of the best things was that the practical effects mixed with the CGI just off of storyline stuff. Visually, how the movie looked, the sound design, the cinematography, stuff like that. Like, it was really well directed, which I appreciate, especially for a movie like that, because sometimes you got to show a little, which leaves a lot to the imagination, and sometimes you show a lot to overwhelm and stuff like that. But it was really, really well crafted, just visually and sonically.
How'd y'all see
And I
it? Just
appreciate it.
regular theater?
I went to
I saw it
IMAX.
regular. I wanted to see it in IMAX.
I saw
but it
IMAX.
regular.
Yeah, we saw it IMAX.
I sat in a weird angle though. I shouldn't have. I was like in the front because I just don't like being near people in the theater. It was like I like having the theater to myself, but I'm like I should have shot at the top. Not that it was like probably like the fifth row, but I was like on the all far left, like the closest to the
We was at
part
the
where you
top.
walk down the steps. So.
Dead center, top, middle.
Dead center is a
all the way
is a
at
good
the
place
top,
to be.
Dead center. So
That scene when they finally hit the rings, the whole like
Fire,
build
bro.
up right before it, and then when it actually happened, and how she had to try to survive that joint, and just how it looked. Like I was telling Mike, like it reminded me of like Alien mixed with like Star Trek in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like how they did it, and a lot of that, like I said, because it wasn't straight all CGI and stuff like that. To my knowledge, it made it look just better overall. You could tell.
Felt real.
You could tell. Yeah, you could tell when a movie's all CGI. Like when you watch a Marvel movie, it's like all CGI, and it doesn't. Even if you think the movie is good or not, it feels kind of like lifeless and weightless in a lot of ways. But that movie, you could feel like more of the stuff. So yeah,
They spent some cheese. They had to.
I don't think it was absurd though. They did it.
That set looked
When you use
amazing.
when you use practical effects and they managed the funds appropriately, and they didn't have a bunch of like big time actors in it.
Yeah.
You can come out with a movie that don't run your pockets crazy.
Yeah. And a good sidebar, the Android dude, I just happened to be watching something about the first Alien film last night. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna send it to you. It's like a thing that like goes into how the film was built, who wrote it, like the whole story of the directors and writers and all that good stuff before the film came to fruition. But in the original film, that Android guy was in there, the one with the plan that gave the plan to the other guy.
Yeah,
He was
that's
in
what you're talking about.
That's why there was people. There was a
I didn't know that though.
There was a
'cause, you know,
controversy about like deep fakes and whether you should bring them back. I think, but his family said it was fine. But some people get a little weird about that type of stuff. But it's like,
yeah, I think
It's
I
what it
did
is.
hear in one of the breakdowns. It wasn't necessary. It was like it was the wife's side of the family that had approved it, and also it was a little bit of like,
Oh, he passed away.
yeah.
did
okay.
they want
I
to
didn't know
have
that.
him in it?
That's not the first. And they
I
did
think
it.
it worked though. That was
Nah,
No, it was good.
He
It
was good in that.
Yeah, he
joint.
was
Yeah.
good. They did it in Star Wars before, but Star Wars looked terrible when they did it. Like y'all seen the recent ones when they brought back some of the people from the past. I think like that newer trilogy, with Kylo Ren and all
Oh,
that type
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
Oh,
They
yeah,
had
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of people back, and it looked like a video game in real life.
Star
It was
Wars,
kinda-
the
it was
movies
kinda
got
weird when
kind
they
of
did
it got kind of.
I wasn't feeling it as much.
I've watched all of the movies, and it was a rough ride for a lot of those. It was.
Yeah.
It was a rough ride, man. And the shows, I fell off, man. I gotta get back onto the shows.
Yep.
I think the last thing I really watched with the Star Wars shows was like Mandalorian type joints, and that was it
Yeah,
wasn't
that was
even
a
the
minute
last
ago.
season of Mandalorian. It was the season before the last season, so I gotta catch up. I'm behind.
Yeah. Yo, Zay, you made me a little bit nervous since we already in the movie vein. I did not know this Joker is going to be a musical.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, dog. I'm nervous now.
You don't want to see it now?
Could be really good or really bad, yo. They might try to Sweeney Todd us, bro.
Sweeney Todd.
It's going to be the Sweeney Todd Joker, yo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't know it was a full musical. I didn't know that.
I didn't
had
know
no
that,
idea
bro.
either.
I had no idea, Zay. I was
I mean,
like,
they was promoting it like that for like a year.
year.
I seen him singing and dancing though, so I should have just assumed that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had parts in the original one where he was like, when you didn't know whether he was really like there or he was just having like a mental break. And it was kind of like him doing like plays and acting and singing and dancing and stuff.
Dancing
but it's
down the
like,
steps and everything.
I don't know about full musical though.
We gonna see.
You're gonna see. I'm not anti-music. I like a good musical. I think of some movies. I'm like, I like a good when it's really done well. I think they might pull it off pretty solid. Like this one is kind of like not kind of. It's gonna be a dark one, so we don't really get to see. You might see some with, of course, with that's got some suspense and stuff. But this one should be dark, which is gonna be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
And if they do it well, it could be really, really good. So I'm interested. They got Lady Gaga, whatever, playing Harley Quinn. So it got potential to be really good, or you leave out like I told you, Mike. I told you the reasons why. I'd be like the first one. I like the first one. I like the first one, but I didn't.
The taxi driver.
I wasn't like, oh my
you?
gosh, it was. I was just like, it was cool. Like I liked it. I like certain scenes a lot. Like I like how they went back and let you know like yo was kind of tripping.
Yeah.
Seeing all it, like he wasn't experiencing all this stuff, and then of course the Robert De Niro scene, clapped on
Yeah,
air.
he definitely shot him live on TV.
And a few other things, but I'm like, they make a lot of those movies and they use certain characters to disguise like some other stuff.
Justify egregious things.
Justify.
It is an interesting
It gives
take,
sympathy
though.
to certain
Yeah.
people, but
It's interesting.
Say you just wanted to make fun of me.
It's kind of an interesting take on Joker, like how he sees his life.
Yeah.
That's how he's seeing his life.
Yeah.
As a musical that says he's going through it. That's kind of interesting.
yeah, I
take.
think it could be interesting.
He
The
acts that
first
way.
one was great though. That's why I'm like, I don't know about musical. They should have just made another really good movie, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Could be.
It's gonna be like The Wiz, bro.
One of the ones I was watching, and this was a random show that my lady had on Max, and I called you about it and told you to watch it, but I know you didn't check it out. I think it's called Chimp Crazy. Is that the name of it? Crazy Chimp?
That sound crazy.
Chimp Crazy? It's insane. It's probably one of the most insane shows that we watched in a long time, man. They played that one part. You remember that story of the lady that got her face ripped off by the chimp?
Yes.
That's a part in this, as they play that actual part in this.
Why'd you have a chimpanzee?
It centers around this lady who owned like a chimpanzee kind of refugee area. I don't know what you call it. The little places where you have the chimps and you just trying to
she
rescue
rescues
chimp
chimpanzees.
but she was clearly mistreating the chimps and didn't have it up to code and all that. So she got shut down, but she kept one of the chimps, yo. And they on the hunt for her. I missed the latest episode, so I need to see. We finally seen that she had the chimp in her basement the whole time.
Oh, how's
Chained
in the
up.
chimp in the basement? He's gonna be mad angry. That's not his environment.
That's
bro.
what happened with the one chimp that attacked. You could clearly see that.
Hit him with the
At one point,
to go home.
they said he was rocking back and forth. The one that attacked because he just was losing it. He couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the forest amongst his people, and you just had him
They
with just
wild strong, bro.
Eating.
You can't be playing with no
and he was
chimpanzee,
over 200
bro.
pounds.
He'd throw you around like the thing on Alien, yo. Rip your arm off or something like, no.
The 911 call is not supposed to be funny, but it's probably one of the most hilarious things.
And then, like, think about the officer that receives the call, though. Like, yo, we gotta really go try to detain a chimpanzee because yo got an illegal chimp.
And they had to kill him though.
It's almost like you might gotta let the chimp shake off, yo. Like, you did too much, yo.
Chimp Crazy. Check that out. Chimp Crazy is wild.
That sounds crazy. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, man. And then, of course, this past week, college football came back to us.
Yes.
We got some college football back in anticipation for this NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
I only caught really one game because I was kind of busy this weekend. I did have Saturday, so that's usually when most of the games are. I was out pretty much all day.
Yeah.
I'll do this before we go into that. It was a great event. Make sure y'all check out Bearded Gents, please.
Oh yeah.
What's the website again? BeardedGentsGrooming.com. Make sure you go there.
Products.
Buy that. We was out there all day from like 8:15 until like about 7 or so that day out at the Charles County Fair, man. And we got some, I was super proud. I got to see my lady actually work in the element of actually trying to do hand-to-hand sales. It was kinda cool,
Were you
man.
doing ultra sales pitches?
She was doing it. She did her thing.
Your beard looks a little patchy. Think you should get it together.
It was some dehydrated beers out there, man. She was trying to save lives, bro. And
Yeah.
they responded. They came once we actually went out there and did some reconnaissance.
That's
and we
hard.
pulled some people in. They actually came over there. We had some people trickle over. Wasn't logistically set up the best. I'm gonna definitely throw it out there. I know I don't know the person who put it together, so I'm not hating on you. But you gotta have the vendors in an advantageous place, my brother. You cannot put us off to the side at essentially a concert. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, you ain't mapped it out
So
right.
they didn't have us logistically set up right. But other than that, we did pretty good, man. It was good to see.
Yeah, so this college football season really kicked off. They had a game the previous week, a few games if I'm not mistaken. Like
Yeah,
kind of,
it started off technically a little bit before.
Yeah,
that,
but the real stuff started what, Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
when they
just
start
past
really.
Thursday.
They put a lot of games on that Thursday or whatever, or a big game or so to start that season off and really get the numbers up and stuff like that. And of course, what better way to start it off with season number 2 of Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs versus North Dakota State. And
told them bust down that AP, yo.
it was once again like they had last year. They had a lot of exciting games. I say that
Yeah.
much, yo. So it started off somewhat similar like last year. Yeah. So how did y'all feel about the game?
I think for me, one of the cringeworthy moments, and again, he a young kid, so I get it. But when it was pregame, and my man Shador was coming up to the crowd that was clearly out there watching them warm up, and he just walked up to the crowd, he had like a crazy expensive watch on, and he did his perfect timing celebration.
Bro just had to watch at the crowd. That's crazy. The NIL deal, they getting too much chicken.
He getting too
I'm not
much
mad.
bread.
I'm not mad. I would have did the same thing at that age with all that money, bro.
Yo, it's crazy though.
Just walking up with the crazy AP on.
Because
Nuts.
he the first Nike NIL
Oh man,
athlete.
yeah, I
So,
salute him on that.
they going crazy.
Salute
for
to him
it.
on that. I'm not mad at it.
And it's fitting too because his pops is who he is, and he
Clearly,
did what he
prime
did
time.
with Nike.
Prime
and
time,
then
man.
it's not like it's just hype. Some people might consider somebody else's son hype, but
And I like
Shador
him.
is like
you
that.
know, I like him coining that perfect timing thing,
Yeah.
man. That's perfect for him. Like you have to have perfect timing as a quarterback. Typically, that's usually great for you. So I get it, you know, as far as marketing as well. So he's killing it on that front. But as far as the game,
No, I was gonna say real quick though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
one of their biggest things is they see that he, of course, it's Deion, son, like we said, but they see that he possibly could be the number 1 pick. So it's a
almost-
win-win
yeah.
across the board.
it's almost up there. Like, unless something crazy happened, like he start throwing wild picks or something, he's a dominant piece.
Nah, he be
if you could
dropping
put him
dimes, bro.
behind a good line, a
He be
serviceable
dropping dimes,
line.
Yeah,
He
he
got
definitely be
sacked
dropping dimes.
52 times. That was I think it was second overall.
Yeah, he got
in
killed
all,
last
in all
year.
of college football, like major college.
And he was getting killed in this
Nah, he
game.
was
and he
getting
still
smacked.
threw
Their
like
line was
33
mad sketchy.
touchdowns and like I think maybe like 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he's cold.
He's nice. He's nice. He
He's
just gotta
definitely
get
cold
time.
with it. So I like his pocket presence and all that. So
Yeah.
his weapons, of course, are as well on the offensive side. He
Yeah.
just has, like you said, deficiencies on the defensive line. Maybe I
Yeah,
think
they
and
don't
the
be putting pressure
linebackers.
on nobody like that.
So you want to get to the game?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get to it
game.
because I don't think it was anything else really. You know, he had his normal, like he got all of everybody on the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's anybody is
Cloudorado.
on. Yeah, Cloudorado.
yeah. Yeah, Gilly was wilding out in
Gilly
the,
got
in the
chill,
corner,
son.
yo. when Hunter caught that.
It was a hell of a
crazy
catch,
one.
though. That
Nah,
catch
that was a wild
Nah,
catch.
to be-
Everybody
I
would have
ain't gonna
wild
lie.
out.
To be right there, I would have did the same
Everybody
thing.
would
I
have
think.
wild out.
A lot of times with Gilly, I'll be like, all right, he doing a bit much. But I'm not gonna lie, yo. Where he was positioned to see that catch, I think
Yeah.
all of us would have went
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
dog.
everybody would have went berserk.
He was
Travis.
right there. That was one of the wildest catches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
We just seen like crazy catches with people one on. Like it was
Yeah.
two yesterday.
That pick.
Wild
Did you
joints.
see that interception?
Yes, it was a lot of wild joints. But that one, like I'm getting.
I mean, he
bald
caught
and
that literally on his head. Like,
It was crazy, yeah.
That's almost
crazy.
impossible to do. I
Nah,
never
he
seen no
definitely
shit like
nice,
that.
bro.
So like, no,
It's
I guess
funny,
to start
we
it
had a
off,
phone
like,
conversation too. When we was watching the first part of the game, we like when he go to the league, what is he gonna play? And I'm like, they got to keep him as a.
Oh, well,
shutdown.
we're gonna talk
all
about
right.
that separately.
All right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
yeah. So
All right, go
no,
ahead.
starting off the game, man. Like you get to see the defense is struggling already. You see
Yeah, they was struggling.
North Dakota State was moving that ball. Even in that first drive, they only got 3 points. They were definitely moving the ball. They didn't really have a fear of him. That quarterback I like too, number 7. He was he was a dog, man. He was one of those improvisers. So he definitely gonna get out the pocket and just make a move if he,
He checked
needs
out
to.
of some plays too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was a dog. He gave him problems. I think the final score was 30-26. But in that beginning portion, you get to see their offense working, and you see how fast those receivers are if you get them out just in the open field. Weaver, I think, is one of them. Like he caught crazy passes. Was that him that caught the 198
No,
yards?
Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy Horn.
Jr. Yeah.
Jimmy Horn Jr. Weaver was crazy too, though.
And he would have had 200, but he dropped like the easiest pass of the night that he had, which was like a little screen. He just dropped it because he would probably take that up another 20 yards.
He was probably looking up
overthinking
the
it.
field.
He was probably thinking about. He
had the
probably
ball.
knew his stats. He probably was thinking about, yo, I might get 200.
He overthought it.
And dropped that joint. That was a crazy part. But yeah.
But Travis Hunter's touchdown in that first drive was when I was like, yo, this kid.
Oh yeah.
This kid is different, yo. Like,
Yeah, he definitely.
he caught that in the just to maybe 3 yards up, like in the flat a little bit, and he just moved to the right slightly to get the first guy out of position, and then it was just straight acceleration for like 40 yards, touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Yeah,
He's nice.
That's the thing with them overall. Like their skill position,
Yeah,
they're not really an issue. It's the line.
Yep.
The only reason I'm not going to cook them, as far as because there was the protection looked solid. I don't know if there's any guys that will go to the NFL from North Dakota State on that line, so I can't be like, oh, they look great. Because he got hit a few times. He actually made some really good throws with a defender in his face.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
really, really good throws.
Absolutely.
The D-line looked a little sus, but one of the things is they pull so many people from the portal. Some of it is like continuity. Some of it is time. Like they just got to play together.
They just started.
They just started playing
I mean,
together.
it's the first game, so like they that early rust sometimes got to come off you like for real football.
Because they got to get at least definitely a little more pressure up the middle. They got in the second half. They did a little bit of a better job.
I know
with that.
Sapp gonna be on him too. He gonna definitely be
as
on
he
him.
should. As he
He's
should.
gonna be talking to him.
That's
And they
what I
didn't
was
get blown
hoping
out or
would
anything.
make the defensive line improve a little bit more.
Because it improved. It improved in the second
The
half.
second half looked
Yeah.
much better.
Looked a lot better in the
Much
second
better.
half. So clearly something happened in that locker room. You know, you get
Yeah.
that
Screen
always
on it.
happens with their teams. It seemed
Yeah.
like in these close games like this.
Yeah.
They
No,
start
that
out
was definitely
struggling.
a theme last year. yo.
Coach, they go in the locker room and they come out and they just a totally different team because you know what happened in that locker room. So
They was getting North Dakota State. One of the things that was, and this was happening last year, but that's also because the line can't get pressure up the middle. Typically, they was getting carved up on a lot of like inside routes, man. Joints short. And not. It wasn't a lot of stuff outside the numbers. It was just boom, they killing you for 6 here. Boom, they killing you for 8 here. And that joint get demoralizing after a while. It's like,
does.
God dang, can we get off the field, yo? Like
penalties too.
I'm gonna be honest. Some of the discipline issues, man. Like
Shallow in that
that was
first
so
half.
silly, man.
That was a silly hit.
so
It was
silly, unnecessary as hell. Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness he caught on one of the receivers on North
Well
Dakota
after
State.
the play, yo.
Completely after the play.
They had an offsides.
Offsides guy that was on a fourth down.
It would have been
if they
fourth
would've-
down
if they'd
And
have
then
stopped it.
and they didn't do that. It was, and I think it was something else in that game, but it was just like, guys, you gotta
Mental.
relax.
Yeah, you gotta
They
get
had
the
some-
mental right.
They had some plays where Shador at the end shouldn't have thrown. They should have just ran it 3 straight times, and he tried to go big because he was trying to get his guy. Because I listened to the post game stuff. He was trying to get his. Forgot who it was. Because they have so many weapons. He was like, he wanted to get him a play.
Yeah.
He said, and he felt disrespected that it was 1-on-1. And technically, he got off. He wasn't able to get the pass, get all of. He wasn't able to get everything behind the pass because there was a defender right in his face.
Yeah.
Because it would have looked crazy and it would have been a touchdown. But it's like it's the bad play because like against certain other teams, you might not be able to get that off,
True.
and then you're gonna cost your team.
And that could cost you the game.
Yeah, just like at the end of the game when instead of batting it down, everybody want to be a highlight on it. That's the one problem. He's trying to get the interception. The dude caught it at the 4. He just happened to not be in the end zone.
Yeah.
Bro, if he'd have threw it another 4 yards, the game is over. They lose the game.
Yeah. So
Because
be
you're
careful.
trying to style and profile. You gotta,
They know the lights
it's
on
an
them
art.
too, though.
Like
They know the
Miami,
lights
when it
on
was
them.
Miami, it was an art to styling and profiling and winning. And even early in that program's history, when we look at like certain docs and stuff like that, they had to learn the hard way, but then they figured it out. And then when they had their resurgence, when we was like, late elementary, middle school, and all that type of stuff, they kind of figured it out a lot more. But it's like you got to be very careful with toting that line because you're gonna cost your team some key games. And this year, they don't have a huge margin for error. They gotta win.
It's a tough division, man.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to watch them in this next game, honestly.
Yeah.
I think who they play
They
next?
play Nebraska at Nebraska.
Yeah,
That's a tough
tough
place
game.
to play, man.
So-
it's not even just it's a tough place to play. Like because college, unlike the NFL, it's like more than enough data to prove playing on the road, whether it be basketball or football, it's a big difference, and how it affects your team either way, yo. So like they're gonna be that's a tough. I think it was at Lincoln or whatever. That's a tough environment. Period. It's one of the tougher college environments. So they got to be on point, man. They can't have a slow start like
and
they
the
did
mistakes
last game.
and those mentals. Keep that the penalties to a limit. But yeah, we want to get into this. Talk
Exciting
about like the individual players. Like we want to go in the
Right.
Hunter.
You want to start it off
Oh
with
yeah,
that
so
brought it up.
but it was the first or second quarter, I talked to Rich first,
Yeah.
and we was talking about like when Travis Hunter goes to the league, what position is he gonna play? Because he can't play both ways in the league, and unless they gonna give him like some kind of crazy contract.
Dion did. He will. He just won't play nowhere near. You can't play 100
Not
plus
all
snaps.
games.
Yeah, no,
That's
no.
college.
Not in the league.
And
yeah.
even last year, he was, it was taking a toll on him.
Yeah.
The NFL, you can't do that. He will play both, but he's clearly, and I guarantee you, Dion is going to clearly tell him to do it because they about business. He's entering the draft as a wide receiver. I'd be shocked if he did it as a DB because the money is much greater.
financially.
Yeah, it's a
It's a financial
It
thing,
makes
bro.
it's a much better
He's
financial
going-
decision. To
He's
do
going
as
to make a
wide
lot
receiver.
more money as a receiver.
Way more money, and he has such elite hands. He's gonna be more valuable. He's gonna be able to score more points. One of the things they're gonna do it. They're gonna probably just put him. I was talking with somebody, some Lisby. He's gonna probably play like nickel, like Deion Branch. Was it Deion Branch? Not a D. Was
On
that
the
back in the
Patriots?
Patriots?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's he's gonna be more along those.
Remember when
lines.
they did that with
And
Deion Branch, the receiver?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he
in
played
the early
both sides.
2000s
Oh,
when they was
yeah.
winning Super Bowls? Yeah. He's gonna be primary
He can be
receiver.
a specialty package kind of guy.
Yeah.
So
He's
you
gonna
bring
come
him
in here and there. Big plays
here
to
and
shut
there.
That'd be fire.
Key moments. That's what they're gonna have to
But
do.
he
with
gonna
him.
play receiver primarily.
He's definitely, bro.
No, it was
don't
crazy
make
because I
any
said he
other-
was going to be a
I would-
DB, and then I was
He
like,
would be
I woke up,
crazy
he
to
got
do
3
anything
touchdowns.
else than receiver, to be in my mind. He is cold at corner, don't get me wrong. He's
Yeah.
a dog at corner,
What's-
but
The wildest
I
thing
think
is
wide receiver's better.
he's arguably the best cornerback and arguably the best wide receiver in college football. We've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
We've seen two-way players that are great, but this is different. I listen to how, like, all the people who actually played, people who have played in eras with Charles Woodson, all that type, they be like, dog, like, those dudes was cold, but, like, what we're seeing is different. Yo.
Yeah.
Like,
RG3
to me-
went. He jumped out the window.
Yo, yeah, he did too. Yeah.
RG3,
Some
but-
of them are jumping. Like, he should be first overall. It depends. If you need a quarterback, you still don't draft him number one.
Yeah.
You have to take a quarterback. yo.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
a
more
good,
valuable,
a
like
great,
you said.
excellent quarterback. Like if Shador is there and you need a quarterback, you have to take Shador.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Facts.
Absolutely.
but yeah, he's
wide receiver.
wide
That's where we
receiver
going with
is
that,
definitely
man.
going.
Yeah.
You think Shiloh makes it?
It depends on how the season goes.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
That's a great answer.
He's an older player
Because
too,
he's
so it
had
doesn't-
like play where it's like, oh, and then it's like, So he got to shake off. And it looked like it's going to be opportunity to do so.
I would say definitely if Bill Belichick was still coaching the Patriots. He seemed like he'd be like, I'll take this older dude who specializes, who has a pedigree with, his father. He played a bunch of years, and I'll throw him in the position here and throw him in position there. But since he's not, I don't know. Like Mike said, though, you got to see how the season play out.
Yeah.
Because he's a good player, but
good
he is
call.
older, so they're going to talk about upside.
Got you.
And he's not that big to be playing that position.
Yeah.
Like even when Bob Sanders was small, Bob Sanders was kind of stocky, yo. Like,
Yeah, he was
He's
kinda-
reckless though. He's
Yeah.
definitely reckless with it. He'll definitely try to kill somebody. So
Yeah.
Like no disrespect, he's like a discount honey badger at times. minus all the interceptions.
Great
He'll
value
be one
honey
here and there,
badger.
but-
great
yeah,
value honey badger.
That's mad funny. Bro, so y'all done with the Colorado game?
Yeah.
Yeah. that's-
Yo, did y'all watch that Florida
Nah,
Miami game?
I saw the score.
Bro, that quarterback on Miami is nice, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked because
I
the
missed everything
Hurricanes
on
used to
Saturday.
be crazy way back, and they look like they might be able to shake off this year, yo. Or Florida is not who they once
That's what
were.
I'm saying.
I had to tell.
That
They
first
had
game,
Tebow
you
and
gotta
everybody out
chill.
there. They was
Yeah.
going crazy.
That's
bro.
the last time they've really been anything. Is back in them
I
days.
tell
I
Mike,
hear
Mike,
Florida is
I
admitted.
be showing my age.
Yeah,
I be
Florida
Even
ain't
thinking
been
about
around.
when we was like
high-
middle school to like high school.
Yeah, you remember
Like,
Percy
that ain't the
Harvin
same
and all
team,
them?
though.
It was
Yeah, that ain't
crazy
the same
outside.
team.
They was
with
always
them.
known for
Yeah.
having them fast receivers and all that kind of everything. Nah, they
To
haven't
me,
done
they
that
had like
in a while.
at one point they had the fastest team I ever seen in college. Period. Like
Yeah, track
not
stars.
necessarily. I
Real
mean, they
live
was up
track
there
stars
talent wise,
out
but
there.
they had it like that team was absurdly fast, yo. Like, and that's what they were saying. They would try to draft. Of course, you got to have some IQ and some skill, but they were trying to put together the fastest team because if it's not overly sophisticated like the NFL, sometimes you'll just get in there on the first shot. In college, that's it.
Yeah.
So they was, and remember them teams, yo, they was like overwhelming people. Like,
That's
like,
true.
They were, unless you was like a division rival who it don't matter who's on your team, yo, typically them games are gonna always be tough. They was cooking folks, yo.
Definitely.
And a lot of that has to do with the speed. A lot of them had to do with the skill that they had. But yeah, Mike, that That Florida team is not.
Yeah, they looked it. They look like they fell off, bro.
Yeah, so we'll see
But
how
the
the
quarterback
season go.
on Miami, I'm telling you, he's gonna be an NFL player.
I saw LSU lost to USC yesterday.
Nasty fashion.
Crazy. I didn't think that would
Maryland
happen.
shook off.
That's usually how they do though.
No,
Maryland
they
start
beat
off
somebody.
hot.
It was like 40-6 or something
Who
like
did
that.
they play?
They start
I
off
can't
hot.
remember. They fried somebody though.
They always
And I was
start off
because
hot.
I thought I guess Tua. I don't know what his brother not the quarterback there no more.
He gone.
So
yeah,
yeah,
he graduated, I think.
it's an individual that's playing the quarterback now. He looked nice out there though. He was dropping dimes.
Okay.
Granted, they could have been playing somebody trash. So I'm not a heavy college knowledge guy on the football.
Alcorn Central State or
Yeah,
something.
you
right?
gotta chill
Yeah.
in that first week.
Northern Alcorn,
Honestly,
bro.
like them first 3 weeks, you gotta be like, hold on, let me chill and make sure they actually good.
It's crazy though because it depends. Some teams take a complete cupcake, and then some of them start off with like you said, USC, LSU.
Yeah, look at that. What was it,
Like,
Michigan and Penn State or something? It was a big game this week. It was like a huge game this week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who it was.
I know.
I'm not thinking of the
Texas
top
A&M
one.
played.
It was one of those big games. I can't remember.
It might have been Notre
Right
Dame.
Sometimes some teams just pop it off.
It might have been
Yeah,
Notre
starting
Dame
off
and
with the
Texas
shits.
A&M.
And one of the things I noticed is once they started expanding the playoffs, or went from the BCS and then went to 4, and now they're going to the other one, teams are more willing to take a chance earlier in the season because
I like
it doesn't kill them as much as it would have in the past. So you're going to you're going to continue to see a lot more teams like playing other good teams.
Yeah.
To start off. Oh, wasn't Clemson played, right?
It was Clemson and Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia smacked Clemson.
Yo, that was wild.
Yeah,
yo.
they smacked Clemson.
Clemson
But that's
not
on
the old-
Clemson. That's on Dabo, bro. Dabo is too old school, man.
Yeah, Dabo. They
Them
said
old school nice coaches ain't gonna work
he's
now.
not playing players from the portal.
You don't want to transfer portal guys?
He
Like,
being-
all right.
Old man on the stoop, wagging his fist. He's the only player I think they said that didn't take or play any people from the
That's
portal.
crazy.
It was 4 teams total and everything, and the other ones were like military schools or
Yeah.
something like that. Like you're wild. It's a new era. You cannot not
You gotta
play
get with it
players
or
from the
get
portal.
lost. You gonna get fired. They not gonna stand for that.
You gotta get right or get fired.
Yeah. They're not gonna stand for that down there in Clemson. So
And but a lot of that is credit to him for doing for being one of the best coaches in the last 15 years.
Recruiting
a lot
wise,
of
they was getting them.
a lot of like when you have the success that he was having and beating Nick Saban and all
Yeah.
that type of stuff, like your expectation level is high now. Now
Yeah.
you can't drop below a certain standard. So it's a gift and a curse when you're that successful. And it's like one of the things you're gonna have to do is when a major thing changes or the game changes in a major way, you have to adapt.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of when Coach K was like, "I'm not taking number ones. I mean, one and dones."
Mm-hmm.
And then he realized, "Yo, I can't keep up." And then Coach K became Mr. One. He became Mr. One and done more than Coach Calipari.
yeah,
It's like, dog, you gotta adjust, or you just really gonna be outdated and you're gonna be out of a job. Like, so that's a part of what happened with Bill Belichick this year. They're like, bro, he won't grow. Like,
too old school
The
with
game
it.
has changed, dog.
game is different now, man.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a.
Because they haven't done it.
That's a part of
Like,
it.
he hasn't
having
done
Tom
anything in
Brady
forever.
was a blessing.
A lot of reason people say he didn't have Tom Brady. Tom Brady wouldn't have wanted to leave, but he just couldn't get with the. They didn't know how to. He didn't know how to relinquish power when it came to like the draft and certain things and getting like skill players. He
Yeah.
hasn't been good at drafting skill players for like forever.
It's evident.
Yeah, and he would ask for certain things.
What
He's like, dog, I gotta
skill
go.
player do you know out of the Patriots in the past like forever?
Yeah, it really be like the second rate guys that just turn out to be amazing.
Tom Brady was
Like
making a
Julian
lot of those
Edelman,
guys
Yeah,
nice.
all that
Like
type
it
of-
Found that out.
they wasn't really crazy nice. He just happened to get some guys, like you said, Edelman and all them guys. They worked in the system.
Yeah, he didn't draft Randy Moss. He didn't draft Wes Walker. Yeah, I mean, like those are two like best receivers he ever. Those are probably the two best receivers he ever had. I mean, Edelman was a project that wound up working out good, but like he don't draft he don't draft running backs. That's nice. He don't
Because
draft
Edelman was
receivers.
from the Dolphins, wasn't he? Wasn't he on the Dolphins originally?
No, I know Welker was from the Dolphins.
Welker was
Wes
on the
Welker
Dolphins.
was
That's
from the
right.
Dolphins.
And he was nice on
Yeah.
the Dolphins. That's how I knew when they got him with Moss. I said they're gonna be over
Yeah.
and under, killing it crazy. But yeah, so you gotta grow. You gotta get with the times and get out of there. Huh?
Yeah, man. And then outside of that, did y'all want to do any like music? Y'all listen to anything this past week? The new stuff that
I
came
ain't really
out?
had much
I
else.
ain't have much music.
Y'all
stuff
check out.
this
Y'all
week.
ain't check out that Big Sean.
Not yet. I am gonna check it.
I'm not checking for the Big Sean, bro. I'm be honest, yo. I never was, yo. Like no disrespect.
I'm gonna listen to
I
it.
never.
I listened.
I've never.
I heard
like,
it was
pulled
good.
Up spinning
I
Big
heard
Sean,
it was
yo.
good. They said, well, I've seen people say it was good. I'll say it. I didn't hear if it was actually good.
Was it good?
It wasn't. It was just.
Do
I'm
we
not
still
a fan.
do the robotic flow?
Yes, I'm not a fan of
Not
that.
a fan, bro.
And the production, like, he's boring, bro. Like, he really is boring. Like, that's just real. It's boring. It's really boring to listen to. And he's got to find himself again, somehow to get some better production or something like that. I don't know, something to get his voice going.
Hit Boy joint and nobody wanted to give him a shot.
Now, some of the features are tough. He got like 5 joints on that I downloaded for sure. Like, I like the one with him and Charlie Wilson. That's a pretty good song on there. And what's the other one I downloaded? I downloaded a couple tracks on there. But overall, it's really boring. And that flow, it's really like, I don't know. Sounds old schooly, like, now.
Wow, you said he's
Too old school.
No, I'm not gonna mention no names.
Like, I don't. Nobody's. You don't even sound creative. Like, doesn't sound like no creation
Sound like he's
at
supposed to be
all.
in the Sugar
And he
Hill
was
Gang,
talking
yeah.
about like he put his all into this. And he should have really named this joint, because a lot of these videos he been putting out lately, to me, give off the air of like passive aggressiveness. So I think he should have just named the album Passive Aggressive, because he didn't say anybody. You don't want to say nobody name really like that. Like, you just a passive aggressive rapper.
Might as well jump off.
Name it that. Yeah,
It's not checking for the
passively
Big Sean,
aggressive,
bro.
I like that.
I'm not checking for the Big Sean, yo.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
think-
like it. And it's called, what is it called? Better Me Than You. It's the name of that.
He
album.
like how and Wale is super nice, but it's like he in that bag. Like, yo, it's like I'm not.
I like
checking
Wale
for
though.
him,
Wale is nicer. I'm
listen,
looking
I'm
forward
not
to
checking
Wale's
for Wale
project.
like
I still
that.
when he drops a project, I listen.
I'm looking for
Well, when
Wale's
is the
project.
last time he dropped something?
It's coming
Like,
soon. He said he dropping
might be
something
2 or
soon.
3.
Because he just had them
Seemed like it was a while ago now.
those phone pauses that came out. Those DMV phone pauses. That came out.
Oh.
I want those.
Well,
Really nice.
since we on the music, I did have one album I listened to. So y'all know I love Goldmouth Chaz's music. Like, that's one of my favorite Baltimore artists. And it's a guy that was featured on one of his tracks named C. Watt, and he also goes by Wavy Watt. So I don't know what his real name is, but it's a album that came out called Wavy Zone. Super fire, bro.
Yeah.
And it's a song called Bad as Shit, yo. It's fire, dog. Like, he really be spitting, yo.
Okay.
Baltimore dudes found Detroit beats, yo. it works
It was
well,
made
yo.
for us. It was
It
definitely
works
made
well,
for us,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie, it was.
It sounds good.
And then also one I was listening to, the Alligator Bites Never Heal, the Doechii album out of TDE.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she's
Oh
fire.
yeah, I heard it was hard.
Fire?
Yeah, you gotta
I heard
check
that was
that
hard.
out. She can rap, sing, do all that. She's. This is why I was saying, like, so I listened to Big Sean. Then I heard I think it was Joe Budden and them kind of brought up the Doechii album, so I went and listened to it. You can see the total difference in somebody who's being creative and actually nice and trying to rap and do something to intrigue people versus somebody that was just. I don't know what Big Sean was doing with this joint, yo. Like, I don't know, man. It wasn't for me. And I tried my best to not be biased because I fell off of Big Sean, but I used to like Big Sean.
Know what my issue is with Big Sean? And it's not disrespect, but it's going to sound disrespectful. I feel like he's one of those guys that always saw himself as a rapper as more than what he is. It's like, bro, when are you? I don't understand how you think you like the guy. Like,
I mean,
you nice,
but I've had this conversation.
Like, you're not the
though.
guy, bro.
One of the things, like, I always trying to figure out where did the disconnect happen because people try to I could understand why he might be feeling a certain type of way because people try to diminish his accomplishments. Like, he was one of them dudes.
I think it's really the passive aggression. Because he
I
doesn't
think
ever say,
that
like,
probably is
he
some of the
always
stuff, yeah.
kind of alludes to, like, oh, like, when I was talking with Kendrick, like, he told me everything was all good.
Now, you know we talking
I don't
about.
like
I didn't
that
like the
shit.
whole show and
I don't
Charlamagne
like
text me.
that.
That was mad weird.
That's
yo.
nasty.
Like, why would
That's
you do that?
passive aggressive.
That's
I don't even
And
know about
that doesn't work. It doesn't
we
work.
talked
for
about
me.
it, dog. Like, yeah, she was showing him the text messages about
Oh,
Kendrick
yeah.
allegedly apologizing.
Yeah.
It was just like,
It's
dog,
a weird
what you
industry.
doing?
Don't do that.
And I felt like he was doing that trying to latch off of the energy that him.
Of
and the boy
course,
had.
man.
And this was it came. I could see that right there. It was kind of
don't
weird.
like
It was
it.
kind of weird.
He
But, like,
does little things like that, though.
but like when
to-
Mike
to
say
an
like he be
extent.
like he try to see himself a certain type of way. Yo, at one point I keep saying this. People got to stop acting like he had mad hits out at one point. Yo, I was in school.
He did.
They was
He
shaking
did.
up. We was outside. We all were outside. It was crazy at one
But
point.
still, like, in my mind, like, that year, he wasn't bigger than Wiz.
I don't know what-
He wasn't
No, they
bigger
were
than-
no. They was he had bigger songs. The Wiz
Wiz was shaking off at that time. You talking about, like, 2012?
until Wiz came out with that joint for
Black and Yellow was really his
Nah,
kind of
that was cool, but until he came out with the joint for Fast and the Furious, that
Oh,
put him
yeah.
in another like different. What's the name?
But from, like, you remember Cushion Orange Juice, then he had what was the Tyler out, it was a whole bunch of
I hear
mixtapes
you,
that
but
came
you
out
gotta,
that
you
was
thinking
crazy.
of mixtapes. Big Sean had major commercial hits.
Yeah, he
Like
did.
he was
The
2
dance
Chainz.
Oh
Ass,
yeah, I
ass,
forgot
ass,
about that. I
ass,
don't.
ass,
What
ass,
you?
Bro, he was
Yeah.
rolling.
That
yo,
joint, he had a lot of
He was
joints.
rolling.
That song is still it's cheeks.
Yeah,
though.
I don't really.
Wobbly,
like
wobbly.
Yeah, that song is cheeks. Now I just
Like
ran
that.
it back in my head.
Listen
I
to
was like,
it.
I don't like that song.
Listen to the
And he was
It was
spitting.
gimmicky
He was,
at the
he was,
time.
that was when he was really good at rapping too. He was
Yeah.
he was spitting.
his
like,
mixtape times finally famous and all them.
Yeah.
Like they that was,
Detroit.
they
all
was
that
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
They was cool.
It was cool.
But
But he just it's a
recent
disconnect
time,
that
man,
happened, yeah.
something is happening. I don't know. He just don't got it no more. He should stop that. But yeah, the Doechii joint is refreshing. If you
I'ma
listen
check
to
that
Big
out.
Sean first, then go listen to Doechii to clean your ear palate.
And if you really want to get it, you know, on another vibe with some chill stuff, definitely check out Juicy J's jazz album. yo.
Really?
I listened to like the first like 8 tracks. I listened to like
You
the
liked
first
it?
8 tracks. Yeah, it's actually cool.
Really?
It's actually know what I want. I want West Side
It's called
Gun to
Raven Knight
snag the
Social
feature.
Club.
I want West Side Gun to snag the feature on his next like crazy project.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that would be a mean mashup,
I
bro.
gotta check it out.
Cause he got some super jazz stuff that sound like it would be like he was rapping over Theophilus Monk or Coltrane or something like that. But then he got joints that sound like they just use some solid samples that sound like I was telling Mike like sound like the Alchemist beats, which is in that vein
Static
as well.
Selector,
It's a really
like,
good
all
like
that kind of.
it makes sense though. Like
What a legend.
he's a musician too. We gotta remember that he's a musician before rapper. So he hears certain things a certain type of way.
Academy Award
It's
winners,
cool.
man.
It remind me making all the beats when they were shaking off back in the day.
Like if you like Blue Lips,
Yeah, absolutely.
so
It's one of my favorite joints actually of this year. I can't wait till we put that album list together. This was
not
actually
Blue, my
pretty
bad,
good.
not Blue, what's the song on there though?
Blue Slides.
Blue Slides, yes. It's a lot of it has that type of feel, like, and it's Juicy J, yo.
Yeah.
And then they got like the kind of like the mob type of jazz type sounding cuts, like from like it joint is it's a solid project, yo. So salute to the legend, yo, for continuing to do his thing, yo.
Yeah, and the healthiest wild guy of all time, bro.
Well, the healthiest looking probably. We
I don't know how
about-
Juicy J is that healthy,
might
bro.
look like
You
a
remember what they
raisin
was
on the
rapping about
inside.
in like the 90s though, bro. Like, yo, he must have quit a lot of things a long time
probably
ago,
did.
yo. He had to,
Honestly,
yo.
he probably
Probably
did.
got to too.
Yeah.
He's just a wild guy.
They all look healthy.
Well, for one funny thing, I don't know if y'all got anything left. Did y'all see Steve Harvey just talking about he was gonna put hands on Cat Williams
did.
without saying his name? He still was alluding to it. He called him a little boy and all that
He's
stuff.
gonna
I
knock
just
the perm out of the short guy.
yo, it's tight.
Aggressive. He had the
He's
dark
tight
liquor.
about that interview.
was-
Steve Harvey would pull a muscle, bro.
That was dark liquor
old,
aggression,
bro.
When you had too much Hennessy in your cup, he just
Yeah,
got
yo
aggressive.
was
he on
drinking
there
Henny and got. He gonna end up like them dudes in Vegas.
Yeah. Yep, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah, Cat
Chill
Williams
out.
still running 4-3.
You see him running?
Nah, see, but here's the thing though. He thinking about that Cat Williams video when
When he caught the hands from the young man.
14-year-old yoked
Yeah.
them up. Right?
That was a bad
was a
look,
bad
Cat.
That was a bad look.
Bad
yo.
look, Cat.
Cat said, "Yo, that was like a decade ago. Yo, I got my
Still a bad look, man. A decade ago, and you couldn't handle him. What that mean now? That means it's
Getting
even
snatched
worse
up by
now.
a
I
middle
think.
schooler is
Nah,
crazy.
you know what people like that do.
That means
yo.
if you get your hands on him, it's bad.
Yeah.
But you may not be able to get your
Nah,
hands
see
on
what
him.
happens when stuff like that happens is, and God rest his soul, this has happened and it's over now. But when I remember like Kobe got pieced up before, and then I think Chris Childs ran down on him too. Like
Chris Childs ran down on him.
so he got anyway the Knicks is situation, and then he had the situation with the Kings or whatever. But then they said Kobe, like on the low, they was like Kobe was like doing some MMA stuff behind the scenes. After a while, you like, yo, let somebody else run up on me again. Cat might have said, yo, I'm hollering at Dana White for
He was about to
for 6
dislocate
months,
elbows,
Yo.
just choke somebody out crazy.
He
on the
learns
court.
all the dirty tactics, yo, so nobody can get close and
And
grab
they
him.
changed
no more.
it. They changed the rules too late for him, man. It's messed up. He
They
couldn't
got
get his
set up
shit
the
off.
Steve Harvey Cat Williams pay per view
The worst
fight.
thing
yo.
for Steve Harvey that could happen is if he actually do get into altercation, he get on camera and get smacked up by Cat.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you old as I don't know what, bro. He got a Beijing is like beard and stuff. Like, bro, you old, bro. Somebody hit you in your body, you gonna be cooked, yo.
He was just drunk though at this on the
Nah,
stage.
'cause he was on stage
at
with Stephen
Invest
A, wasn't
Fest.
he?
It was Invest
His
Fest.
best friend, yeah.
He's down there in Atlanta.
I feel like
He had
there's-
money though. Steve
I feel like
Harvey had
there was a
man.
number of them rich black dudes talking a little greasy while they was.
Invest Fest. was
Cognac
an
and cigars
interesting
got
thing,
him
man.
acting crazy.
Yeah, that's an interesting little place.
Nah, you don't end up like them old heads at the casino.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy in Vegas. Yeah, they got.
No, I
thrashed,
heard that
bro,
was.
one
I
guy.
heard from several people. They said that was at
That was the
in
MGM?
Oxon Hill.
Because
yo.
on the
Oh,
post
really?
on the post it says Las Vegas MGM, but
Yeah.
I've been hearing conflicting, so I don't know.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm not
DC.
sure if it's. Either way,
just a bad look,
is less surprising if it was there. Yo.
Definitely.
Less surprising.
Definitely. Like, I don't think people know about that area too much, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But
don't
we
do
have anything else?
calisthenics, yo. Don't try to get anything like that, yo, unless it's life or death, yo.
Especially if you haven't punched anybody in a while, yo. Those punches was coming off mad slow, like.
Nah, he was.
And then he tried to grab on. He was like hanging on to his shoulder. He kind of turned around, hit him with the crazy. He folded him up. I know that leg was broke. That guy that got folded up with the rainbow-looking Coogee sweater thing on, his leg was broken.
And please,
Yo, I'm not fighting nobody when I'm that old,
sincerity
yo.
and respect.
You tripping.
Ladies, please stay out of the way when that's happening. Just try to get some help because he actually took it nice.
He went great.
Because he actually did he didn't even do like a whole lot of craziness. He gave like a slight shove off and she nearly flew across the goddamn joint.
He was forceful.
And then they talked about it. She jumped on and they was talking about how he was leaking.
Yeah.
They was like, it wasn't from the punch when you slowed it down. It was her landing her knee on his face, yo.
She
On
got
her
him with
own
a
man
flying
face,
knee?
yo. It's like, oh my God.
She caught him with a flying knee, yo.
Yo.
Get security, yo.
Yo, getting in this altercation
safe.
at older than
Stay
50 is
safe.
crazy, though.
No, that's
like,
fine.
yo, you gotta be able to de-escalate and
But
talk,
you know,
yo.
they'll know now. They know they can't do that with the young people.
Yeah, yo, if I get to that's why I love the smart older people. They be like, we don't want this to go all the way left.
Exactly.
If I get into a situation, I'm just gonna clap a young bro. I be like, I understand where they coming from. Like,
'cause
I'm tussling
of
with
course
no
he gonna
young
be
boy,
in better
yo.
shape than you. He probably got a hoodie on in 90-degree weather, yo. He's equipped for ultimate endurance, yo.
Condition is out of this
Yeah,
world.
they got military training daily, yo,
That
to
boy in
stay
the
cool.
sauna every day, a personal sauna every day. Yo.
I like to be hot. I like being hot outside.
Only drinking.
I know it's muggy out here, but I want it more muggy.
Just drinking
Tequila pouring out
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yo.
drugs and tequila and everything.
Yeah, that's all he drinks. I don't drink water. Yo, they trained.
They just fueled, yo.
Low key, they prepared for the zombie apocalypse if it happened, yo. Yeah, you walking around with a hoodie on for long enough in 90-degree weather, yo, you gonna be in shape, yo.
Your body definitely adapted to something.
Yeah, yo. They try and be the evolution.
They took the Romulus, syringed.
They shot him in the neck.
The
yo.
planet is heating up though, yo. Maybe they are adapting. Maybe it's cold to them.
Yo.
The children
It's cold
are
in 95
son.
to them,
the
yo.
children are cold now.
But I feel like you got to start at a younger age because now I feel like if we try to do that, we're just gonna catch a heat stroke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell no, I'm not doing that.
I sweat off just walking sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm sweating right now.
I be drinking water, yo.
Just for moving in this
I
shit.
know.
Yeah.
A swig of tequila, that's all it takes,
That's all
yo.
it take, yo.
It's hot. But yeah, we always gotta say rest in peace to Big Reese. We got
Absolutely.
episode 323 Coach Class Pod. Continue like, rating, and subscribing.
Sure.